On today's starting nine, Jake and Carl are going to get into a wonderful weekend of action before recapping what turned out to be a huge week for the HBP. We got some big stories from the Barstool blog, and of course, some 4th of July mailbag stuff. It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to do starting nine, everybody. Let's have a wonderful, wonderful time. Action! And welcome back to Starting Nine. It's Carl here in Chicago. And in a burnt orange, sleeveless as always, in a fresh glaze. Jake, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I mean, I typically wouldn't wear a burnt orange, but one of my favorite spots on Lake Austin reopened about a week ago. Ski Shores, a new company bought it, redid the menu, redecorated the place. It's just phenomenal. It's just a great summer so far. First summer that I've been able to spend with the family in Austin. And as you know, I'm really enjoying it. And I know you are as well up there in Chicago. You did your first brisket this weekend, and it turned out pretty good, didn't it?
Yeah, it turned out pretty good. That was the first time I plugged in like the
thermometer?
Yeah, the thermometer, and then I had the grill temperature going. I have a fan connected to the green egg that kind of regulates stuff. And I probably rushed it a little bit at the end because I thought it would only take like 6 or 7 hours. I needed like 10.
Yeah, so you had it at what, 198? You try to keep it right there at that temperature consistently?
Yeah, and I tried to get the meat to 198. I had the grill at like 225.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to say. 225 is pretty standard for a brisket. But the bark on the brisket looked great.
Yep.
What was it, about a 5-pounder?
Yeah, close. A little bit more than 4, so...
Yeah,
it's nice,
so
dude.
It looked good. Congratulations on the first one. And you know what? It's kind of a pro move, a veteran move, getting that fan put on there, because the first 3 or 4 times I did my briskets, I tried to do them overnight without the fan. The first one, I go out there the next morning and it turned into beef jerky. So I basically just fed that one of the dogs and put another one on and realized, like, if you're not going to watch that thing like a hawk, you have to have that fan on there or you're screwed.
Yeah, I don't know how people can just set it and leave it without it. You have to be like a total grill master. It was a good experience, dude. Thanks for bringing that up, because you have to be vulnerable to put your meat online.
You do. I mean, it's trial and error and just learning from your mistakes. It took me a couple years to like really figure out how to do things to the way I liked them and the way that people I cook for like it, and it's not always about, how much you like it. It's like, do the people that you're feeding it to enjoy it? And if you can say yes to that question, then you're on the right track.
Say yes. Hey, I also want to talk. We talked Ski Shores.
Yeah.
And congratulations, that place is open. I also saw. I know last week or the Omaha tournament was like the last big tournament of the year, but Coop's getting his work in, bro.
He's getting his work in. We're gonna. It's tough how to play it. Like, do you give him some time off? Do you let him kind of lead or decide when to get started? Because I'll push him. I'll go every day. I'll get the bucket of balls. I'll get a fungo. We'll do agility, footwork, conditioning, like every single day, as much as he wants to do it. But I mean, honestly, as soon as we got home, he wanted to get to work right away. And he doesn't really like catching, but he's one of our better athletes, and we needed him behind the plate several times this year, just to give us a few innings back there when one of our guys either had to pitch and we needed to give his legs a break. But we get home, and I got him a new catcher's mitt he hadn't put on his hand yet. And he's like, "Dad, I want to work on catching. I want to work on my footwork." I'm like, "Well, what's a change of heart?" And he's like, "I just love throwing guys out." So we started agility. We started footwork stuff. I had him and one of his best friends on the team, Grayson, who, Ricky, Grayson's dad, did the sprinter pod with us. So what I had him do is I had him on a box about, I'd say, 2 feet high, and then I had a cone set up about 5 feet behind the box. So what I would have him do is jump off the box, land athletically, kind of shuffle to the right or left, backpedal around the cone, and then field a ground ball. So a lot of stuff like that, a lot of agility, a lot of footwork stuff, because, frankly, a lot of these kids this age, they can hit, they can pitch, but their footwork and their agility is just not quite there. So that's our biggest focal point. kind of for the next, 8 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks is footwork and, doing some agility ladder, doing some cone stuff while still working on baseball related drills and functional movement, right? So he really wants to lift weights now. And parents are nervous, like how early is too early to get them to start moving weight. And I tell them, as long as you can limit the amount of stress on their joints, like they can do it. They can do it really early. You want to minimize the stress on the joints, but you want them to learn their body, learn how to move, learn how to rotate, and especially in baseball, it's one of the most rotational sports there are. So the quicker a kid can get in tune with the way his body moves, the better he's going to be on the field.
And he's got to have a good attitude while you're telling him, jump on this box, run around here, do that. Is it because I remember the first time you confront that as an athlete, and the coaches are telling you like, "Hey, you got to be doing this." You're like, I was the type of guy being like, "Why am I climbing a ladder right now?" Like, what do you?
Yeah, well, they
baseball?
understand.
That's a different time though.
Yeah. Well, the kids know, like, I'm not going to waste their time. I'm not going to waste my time. Anything that I'm asking them to do, it has a lot of purpose behind it. I put a lot of thought into things that, I feel like they need to improve on. And I'm really hard on them too. And I've stressed this to Cooper's team and any kids that I've worked with in the past. I tell them, look, I love all you guys. I care about you as players. I enjoy being your coach, but I'm gonna be tough on you. And the reason I do that is because if they're not going to get it from me, it's gonna happen, 3-4 years down the road, or when they get to high school, they're going to be blindsided by a coach who's a hard ass or has really high expectations, and the kids might not be toughened up enough to handle that and take that constructive criticism the best way possible. So, I get on their asses, and it comes from a place of love. It comes from a place of wanting to watch them grow and develop into the best player they can possibly be. And they trust me, and that's kind of where it starts.
I trust you too. I know everybody listening trusts you too. And let's get into like a little trust baseball stuff here. Can I trust that the Phillies season's over with Bryce Harper's broken thumb? Did you see this? Obviously you saw it, but I mean, my heart just dropped right away. We're going to get to the Jesse Winker. There's other cool stories I want to chop up, but let's start with the real serious one. My heart dropped into my stomach too, because Blake Snell too is a great guy. He's a veteran. He's a Cy Young.
He's awesome.
These are two great guys.
My wife, Brittany, actually showed me the clip. And I was sitting there watching it with Cooper, and like we all love Bryce. We care about him a lot. We love his family, and to see that happen, and to know the kind of guy that he is, and his reaction, just to me as a player, and having played with him and being his teammate, he wasn't necessarily mad at Snell. I mean, it came off that way to the fans in San Diego. But he knew right away that something was wrong. He knew that this wasn't going to be like, all right, like I'm going to be out a couple days and be back in the lineup. He knew it was serious. He was pissed that he's going to be out of that lineup and not be able to help his team win baseball games. And anybody that knows Bryce personally knows that the only thing he cares about is posting every single day and helping his team win games. So it's a sad situation, and like you said, Snell's an awesome dude too. Like, he would never, try and do something like that intentionally. Just a shitty situation for both sides. And I didn't text Bryce. I had my text up, wanted to text him. I know he's probably bombarded with texts from a lot of people, but he knows I care about him. I'll probably get in touch with him and just kind of check up on him and see how he's doing. But it's a tough one for the Phillies. When you lose, not only your best player, but one of the best players in the game, it hurts.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's really no, at his level of play, there's no like substitute quick kind of silver lining here. I mean, he really is such an impact guy. Now let's talk thumb for a second, because it's left thumb. So for a hitter, is it the power? I really feel like, it is from the. It would be in his right hand or right wrist, right? Or where's his left? Do you know enough about this shit, or?
Yeah, well, I mean,
left thumb.
I guess depending on where the break is and how severe it is, I don't know if you've seen what they've mentioned about the X-rays, and I don't know how detailed they'll get about releasing that information. I mean, a lot of the times they just say like, you know, what a guy strains his hamstring. They don't necessarily tell you right away if it's like a complete tear, like a grade 3 or just a grade 1. I don't know where the break is, how severe the break is. I guess we'll find out, or I don't know if that information's out yet. But man, when you generate the type of force and the type of power that Bryce generates in his swing, having that thumb is like one of the main supports of, you know, when you're holding the bat. So whether or not he can come back and perform with, you know, with a broken thumb, he's not going to be able to do it to the extent that we're used to seeing him perform at. And it's on his glove hand. It's rough. I mean, yeah, he could probably make it work in the field, but is his ability to go up to the plate and produce it all better than your alternative? I don't know. I wouldn't put anything past Bryce. I know he'll want to get on the field with a broken thumb. Like, I don't know if it's going to require surgery, but that dude wants to play. I would say that the bottom hand is much more important as far as being able to swing. I mean, I feel like your top hand is there. You know, it's there to to take good swings. I mean, granted, you could probably still get away with it, but can you have your A swing? Probably not. It's better that it's on his top hand than bottom hand, but then again, like I'm not a doctor. I'm not a world-class hitter like Bryce is. So we'll find out. What have you heard about that? Have you seen any info yet?
I heard 6-8 weeks.
Yeah,
but then it's like
that sounds right.
And then I heard like if they're gonna say 6-8 weeks though, then they might as well call season. Like I don't.
God, that sucks. And he misses the All-Star game. He misses a lot of shit. Yeah, I mean that pretty much. Yeah, I hate to say it ruins the Philly season, but how does it not?
Yeah, you don't want to like discount the other guys, right?
Yeah, because that's I hate when I.
But at the same time, it's like, dude, that guy's literally one of.
He's
the
just
best
that good. He's just that good, and they've had their struggles. But yeah, I don't like to say it ruins their season because you see that shit like on the network and all these other shows are like, oh, that's it for the Phillies, and yeah, it's like shitting on the rest of their team, and I don't want to do that, but that's the kind of guy that Bryce is. That's how much he means to that team.
Definitely serious story here. So good luck to Bryce, and we're sending you all the love and vibes from Starting Nine. And we had to get that serious tone out of the way because holy smokes, is this Jesse Winker stuff amazing? The Jesse Winker story. I mean, we got he gets drilled in the butt cheeks. The Angels used an opener to drill Seattle Mariners allegedly. And then Jesse Winker goes into the Angels dugout. Chaos blows up. He gets slapped in the face by Rendon while Rendon's wearing a cast.
Yeah.
8 guys get ejected. Just complete brawl, chaos. He gives the middle fingers on the way out. And then a girl has a pizza delivered to Jesse Winker. Jesse Winker accepts the pizza, then DMs the girl. Thank you so much for sending me a pizza. The pizza's delicious. Jesse Winker is officially my favorite guy in baseball. Yes, the pizza story.
And this was
I
after
told you,
that.
Bro,
This
Jesse Winker's the man.
Yeah, I know Colin likes him. He's like
Yes.
I guess he's viewed as a villain to a lot of baseball fans. I don't mind it. Shit, I mean if he's willing to take on an entire dugout of guys like Amir Garrett, I gotta give him some credit on that one and taking an open-handed slap. You know, I love Rendon, but close the fist, man.
He goes hard too. Like he really charges into that dugout. He's looking for all the smoke.
I mean, it was just kind of like what Amir Garrett did, right? He guns blazing, and hey, he's not scared to get punched in the face. And it's no, I don't want to see anybody get hurt. But, let's be honest. If you get hit in the face, you get punched in the face once or twice, you're going to be okay. No one's going to get hurt that way.
Right. So his girl Sophie's a big Mariners fan. She said, I just ordered a pizza for Jesse Winker from Mountain Mike's Pizza in Anaheim. You deserve it, big guy. So she puts it on DoorDash. She sends out the tweet, and people on the internet pick up with it. The thing gets 12,000 likes. It starts going viral. And then the delivery guy, Simranjit, come on, Simranjit, she's going to tip you double if he delivers it. And so she goes on to tweet out the entire exchange. She's texting with this delivery guy, Simranjit, please let me know if you have any questions. If you get it to the gate, ask somebody from the Mariners to take it. And sure as shit, man, the story keeps going. The pizza's delivered. Hey, Sophie, your pizza's delivered. I'm sorry for the delay. It's really busy around the ballpark. And then Jesse Winker DMs his girl completely randomly and says, hey, Sophie, I got the pizza. Thank you a lot. I appreciate it.
Isn't it amazing that can happen, that a pizza can get ordered on DoorDash by a fan and somehow ends up in the hands of a player? That's fucking amazing to me that's even possible. But it obviously is. Good shit. Good for her. It's a pro move. God, that's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. So I got a group text with some buddies, and they love Phil Nevin. They're saying like he should be manager of the year. I didn't see like his reaction. I know he gets after it. Like he doesn't take shit from anybody. I should have watched more of those clips, but was he kind of, I'm sure he was in the mix, like throwing elbows and shit.
Yeah, he got tossed. The melee that was going on was probably
I saw
one of the
Crawford.
best.
I saw Crawford like throwing punches from over the top. Yeah, I mean there was hands being thrown.
So what's etiquette when the brawl happens and obviously Winker's mad at the dugout? He more than the pitcher. He like kind of went to the dugout, but then like I'm an Angels player. Now I just pick a fight with Am I allowed to just be like, you know what, fuck you, J.P. Crawford?
Well, if he's throwing punches at one of your guys, yeah, then it's on. It's on. I mean, there's some. I would say there's some rules there. You don't hit anybody in the back. Like, if you're squaring up with somebody and like you're talking shit, then all right, then go for it. But don't blindside anybody, which I've seen in the past. There should be some gentlemanly rules in a fight. You know what I'm saying? No sucker punching. No, don't spike anybody. Don't kick anybody on the ground. But yeah, if someone's talking shit to one of my guys and I don't really enjoy that, then I'm gonna go at him. But I'm gonna make sure that he sees me first. Like I'm not just gonna hit somebody in the side of the face.
Oh man,
you can't do that. You can't. But doesn't it get your heart rate up? Doesn't it get you excited?
I think this is the best year of baseball fighting, or best year like baseball conflict I can remember in a long time, man. And I don't know if it's because the players are just mad about what happened in the offseason with the labor stoppage or whatever, and just fucking emotions are like just through the roof right now.
Oh, I mean, a lot of coffee's flowing. I don't know. You got guys with TUEs on Vyvanse and Adderall. Like guys are tuned up. Guys are tuned up. Guys are ready to go. Yeah, and when you throw, again, when you're throwing a rock at somebody at 90 plus miles an hour, sometimes guys don't like it, And when I got drilled in the wild card game, Watson drilled me. They were trying to get me tossed out of the game. I wanted to fight him. I wanted to fight Cervelli. I wanted to fight everyone on the field, but I had 3 more innings to pitch, so I had to think twice about that. But then I stole second base the first pitch, which is like one of my highlights.
Did you get the green sign? Did you get the?
Well, so our first base coach, Brandon Hyde, he comes over to me and goes, hey, go on the first pitch. I'm like, fuck yeah. All right. So I got a stolen base in the postseason. So that's pretty cool.
Cooler moment, stolen base in the postseason or the home run off Bumgarner?
Oh, you already know the answer to that. I mean, it's a Bumgarner homer. Yeah. And Hyder was first base coach there, and it was a line drive. I wasn't sure if it was getting out. I knew I clipped it good, but I think it had a little topspin on it. It was probably 5 or 6 rows deep. So I'm sprinting to first. I see it goes out, and I give Hyder the high five, and he almost spins me around in a 360, and I almost eat shit on the field. Fortunately, I was agile enough to not let that happen. But yeah, that one. And we I don't think we talked to Dempster about that specifically, but as soon as it was hit, as soon as it went to the stands, and at that time, Bumgarner hadn't allowed a run like in 20 or 30 innings in the postseason, something crazy. And Dempster he's screaming, "The Russians cut! The Russians been cut!" So that was badass. Yeah.
Rocky IV, for anybody not following, that's obviously an all-time movie and moment. Hey, you were pretty pumped up too. I mean, let's be honest. That was like little kid emotion. That wasn't like FU raw emotion. You were smiling.
No. I mean, it wasn't. No, I mean nothing was directed at anybody on the Giants or Bumgarner. It was just I just hit a homer off one of the most unhittable guys at the time in the postseason, and I was jacked up. We ended up losing that game, unfortunately, but we won the series 3-1. So it worked.
Big
out.
Leg kick too, swinger. Hey, I meant that's what big leg kick.
Me?
You know? Oh yeah.
At times, yeah. At times, I don't know why. I probably had no business doing a leg kick like that because I couldn't hit off speed, but I was always geared up for the heater, and he just happened to put one in a spot where I was looking. He kept coming like up and in, and I figured he's going to the fastball again. It's going to be up, and I guess right. Just got lucky.
You squared that baby up, and for those of you that are looking to square it up when you guys are having sex, let me tell you about my good friends at Roman. Summer days are long, and we don't want you to spend these long days having short sex. We want you to have good, long sex. Nice, long, passionate, thrusting. Roman swipes are the secret to longer-lasting sex. Roman swipes are uniquely formulated to reduce overstimulation without eliminating sensation altogether. It's the overstimulation that gets me sometimes because I'm an overly stimulated guy. The more consistent you are with the swipes, the longer and better your sex will be. Studies show that on average, after 1 month of using swipes, men last 3 minutes, and after the second month, 5.5 minutes. That's a 340% increase in sex. The swipes are super easy to use. Take out the swipe, apply, and let it dry for 5 minutes. Enjoy longer-lasting sex as a result. Go to GetRoman.com/starting. to get your first month of swipes for just $5 when you choose a monthly plan. Click the link in the description below or go to GetRoman.com/starting. We like good. This is a pro sex podcast. This is like a good sex podcast. We want everybody having good sex.
You have to have good sex. I mean, how long is too long? I mean, you're married. I'm married. I guess if you're in Colin's position, like you try and put on a show, but it's like she comes, I come, boom, and we're good to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking of which, Mrs. Carl is out of town. She's on vacation for a couple of days with the family. She comes from a big extended family. They're out in South Carolina at a house. I'm sticking behind with the dog for a couple of days. So good to her. Good. Go get some vacation. Get away from me for a little bit. Very happy anytime you can get some alone time around the house.
Yeah, it's
with
good
the dog.
for her.
It's been nice. Yeah.
That is good. It's good. What kind of dog do you have?
So my dog is a pit bull mix boxer, maybe Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Oh, 3 aggressive dogs. Well, boxers aren't overly aggressive. I've had a couple in the past. Pretty dumb dogs, but man, are they loyal and loving. Not the smartest. Oh yeah, there's some boxer in there. It's
a good-looking dog if you're on YouTube.
Yeah, I was always nervous about pits. I was nervous about pits for a while, but the more time I've spent around them, it's just how they're raised. But I mean, you look at the head of a pit bull, it's amazing the size of their fucking skull and how strong their jaws are. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of an intimidating presence, but I mean they can be some of the best dogs, no doubt.
Do you know? Have you heard this that all dogs come from like the same pack of wolves?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look, however long ago that was, it's like one pack of wolves, and then over the years, just like.
And we've bred these dogs, and some of these breeds, these poor fucking dogs, have so many health problems because we've fucked with the genetics so badly. Like a little teacup Yorkie, like that came from a wolf. Or like a Chihuahua or a little French Bulldog, and they're cute. They're great dogs, but a lot of them don't live that long. because we fucked them up.
Sad stuff, man. Love Dogs is also pro good sex, pro dog podcast.
Pro dog.
We're just getting, very pro dog. Okay, couple cool blogs on Barstool this week I want to run past you. Our guy RDT, he's the Orioles guy. Eric Arditi's been covering the Orioles for like 10 years on Barstool. He wrote a very interesting blog. I'm interested in your take on this. Greinke was getting an autograph. Some guy went up to Zack Greinke and was like, hey, can I get your autograph for like a kid? And he gives the ball to Greinke, and Greinke turns around and he just throws the ball. I think I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, oh, it's just for my amusement. And he walked away.
Well, God, sadly, it sounds like something Greinke would do. So that really happened?
Yes.
And not that he's a bad guy. He's a weird guy. I would love to. Fuck, he would never join the podcast. He doesn't like doing this kind of stuff. When he was getting interviewed by somebody in Kansas City before the season started, they asked him about how he feels about like his emotions about being named opening day starter, and he's like, emotions are about like they are right now. Like, just that was it. Yeah, he's a different guy. But one of my favorite Greinke stories in L.A. This is when Yasiel Puig was still on the team. Puig is just being Puig, and that's why he's playing in like Chihuahua, Mexico, or wherever he's at. Greinke was like tired of his shit. He had the bus pull over, and he took Puig's luggage from under the bus and like chunked his luggage. It was like, get the fuck out of here, get off the bus. So for that, I love Greinke.
Wow.
Love that. Yeah, he's not scared. He didn't give a fuck.
No.
He didn't care.
And he's kind of like this, it's not like mythical, but there is this legendary aspect of Greinke being this big shortstop prospect, pitching prospect out of Florida as a high school. And the Royals took him. They weren't sure if he was going to play short or pitch. And there was a time there where they said, like, he's one of the best offensive pitchers. He's such a good hitter. He's such a good athlete. He's very into and dialed in, connected to the game of baseball in a very natural, born way where it's like this guy's just born awesome. But we do like Zack Greinke too. I mean, it's like he does weird stuff, but like we have to expect that. Like
we're all weird. Yeah. I have no problem with him. I love watching him pitch. You talk about how he's a good hitter. We faced each other in L.A. He got a knock off me. I threw first pitch fastball for a strike, second pitch curveball in the dirt. Went back to the curveball. It wasn't a great one. He had a nice line drive single up the middle. Next day we're running polls, and I'm like, I gotta get to the same side of the field as him so I can talk to him, or else he'll never talk to me, right? So I ended up like I slowed down, or I sped up to get to left field where he was at. I was like, hey, man, what's going on? Like, how you doing? And, he's not much for small talk. And he brought up the at-bat he had off me, and he's like, you threw me a nice curveball, and then you threw me like a really shitty one. And I just kind of laced it into center field. And then he just kept moving. That's it. He didn't even give me time to respond. He just kept on his way. So I'm like, all right, Zack, see you later, man.
Unbelievable stuff, man. Unbelievable. Do you remember if you guys won that series?
The one in LA against them?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I think that was in our it was kind of in our heyday there. Like it was either 15 or 16. But they were really, really good too. We'd have to look it up. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Another story, a young 7-year-old boy ran the bases before a game against the White Sox. Orioles play White Sox, ran the bases with cancer. It's just a nice story, and I don't know if you have any like standout memories of like when you were playing stuff that stands out when like they bring kids around the stuff, or like what's that like? How often does that happen when they're bringing kids around? Because Trey Mancini had a good connection with this kid, it looked like.
No, it happens a lot. We would have kids come through the clubhouse a lot, kind of before BP. And, Rizzo with as charitable as he is and as much as he's done for kids with pediatric cancer and other serious illnesses, they would be in the clubhouse a lot. And just to take, even if you're in the middle of preparing for a bullpen or you have a meeting, like that doesn't matter right now. Like I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna at least introduce myself. Take a picture or sign an autograph if that's what the kid wants or their family, because they might not get that opportunity again. And whether they're a big fan of mine or not, just to introduce yourself and be kind of be on their level, just be human beings and ask them how they're doing, talk to their parents. And it's just as special or maybe even more special for their parents to see their kids be able to interact with players in that atmosphere, in that environment. So it happened a lot. I mean, that was always something I enjoyed to do, whether I was in Baltimore, in Chicago, in Philly, or in San Diego briefly. And then Sundays, Wrigley Field, they would let the kids always run the bases, and I would always have my family down there kind of run around the outfield, and I'd stick around for a little while just to, because, the kids, I remember waiting by the Rangers dugout after games for autographs, and not that it's a bad thing, but guys rarely come back out to the field to sign autographs. Win or lose, it's like you grind it all day. Like you want to either celebrate with your team or just forget about the game, shower up and get out of there and go see your family or whatever the case is. So spending some time out there and being able to see some kids that might never get to see me in person again was something that I just felt like it was part of the job description. So we would do that, and that was always fun to do on Sundays at Wrigley.
It's funny to think now back as a kid just how much that stuff means. Like, I shouldn't even say funny, but that's probably like the most important interactions I had as a kid with like athletes, and feeling like you were part of that or whatever, and waiting for autographs and chasing that stuff down. He's in with kids. Shout out to my parents for always letting us do that stuff too. That's just, and again, the connectivity that baseball has, where a kid could meet a player and then legitimately like 10 years later be like, well, I met this player and he motivated me.
No doubt. And that's what some Rangers guys did for me. Like I remember watching like Michael Young and, a little bit before that, like Juan Gonzalez and Pudge and just all these dudes and idolizing them. And when the Mariners would come in town and getting to watch Randy Johnson and Jay Buhner, Edgar Martinez, like it's like, holy shit, like these guys, these are like my idols. And a big part of the reason why I wanted to play so badly is just looking up to them and watching them play and just wanting to be like them, So, and you're right. There are kids that I've met over the years that say like, I love baseball so much, or I continue to play, or I got into baseball so heavily because of the interactions I had with you. So, if just by doing that, just by, being gracious and and taking time to meet with families or with kids, if that gets more kids into the game, then it's all worth it,
Did you see any of this Kershaw stuff with Freddie Freeman?
I was kind of hoping it wasn't true. Again, like I get majority of my baseball news from Brittany. I tell me his quote.
So I'll read it
again.
I'm going to read it word for word.
Like,
so
I don't know if it was out of context or.
Sure. The Dodgers went to Atlanta this past weekend. They were on Sunday Night Baseball. Incoming home, Freddie Freeman got his World Series ring that he obviously earned with the Braves. He played 12 years with the Braves. Clayton Kershaw had this to say to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution on Freddie Freeman's return to Atlanta. This is the quote. "It was very cool to see Freeman's reception Friday night. He's obviously been a big contributor for our team, and I hope we're not second fiddle. It's a pretty special team over here, too. I think whenever he gets comfortable over here, he'll really enjoy it. It was a good night for him Friday."
So
I said
kind
instantly,
of implying that he doesn't enjoy it there yet? Like reading between the lines a little bit? Like I don't know for sure, but look, man, I mean, the guy's hitting 305 for your team. Like he's one of your best players. How do you expect him to feel when he was drafted? He grew up in that organization. I mean, yeah, he's going to shed some tears. Maybe he misses some things in Atlanta. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean he's not giving you and the Dodgers every bit of his ability and his preparation and his pedigree as a he's probably going to be a Hall of Famer. I don't know. I didn't love the quote. I really didn't love the quote. He's a Dodger now, and I think he's fine with that. But he's got great memories there. Like I said, he grew up in the organization. He was a Brave for a long time. And no, like, Dodgers aren't second fiddle. He decided to sign with that organization, and he's giving you everything he's got.
I'm just sitting here thinking as you're sending this to me, someone just sends me a clip of Phil Nevin the night before the fight breaks out. He just pointed at the Seattle dugout and then pointed at somebody's head. Yeah. So you asked me about playing for Phil Nevin. It just comes back. I'm sorry.
No, well, hey, bro, just real quick, and you can go back to the Kershaw thing, but they should sign Nevin to be their manager for the next several years.
This guy's just whatever they're doing under him. It's obvious that they'd rather play for him or they're willing to play it. Now, maybe that's a shift in baseball today now where you need a guy like Nevin because some of the players are just so soft, where a guy like Madden before worked because Madden could come into a traditional clubhouse and like, oh, this guy's zany. He can bring the level down. But from what I'm learning now, the level's naturally down. I talked to Daniel Hudson. He said the biggest problem with young guys in the game today, he goes, all they do is sit in their hotel rooms and play video games. He goes, I'm on different teams. He goes, it's crazy how much things have changed. So maybe baseball needs more Phil Nevins in the dugouts, jacking guys up, pointing at each other's heads.
Well, I think there's a good mix of that. Yeah, I mean I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with playing video games if you want to do that. I mean, it's not for me. But yeah, I mean there's some of the, but then you look at a lot of the brawls or the bench clearing brawls that have happened, like these are better than they've been in the past. So while there might be a level of softness in the game, like when shit hits the fan, like it seems like guys are ready for that. But yeah, Nevin's he's a no nonsense kind of guy. He's been around the game a long time, and he's going to stick up for his guys 100%. He's a guy that I would have loved to play for.
What about last story here is from our guy.
Well, hold on. Let's go to the Kershaw thing again. Let's
get. You're right. You're right.
Let's finish that up.
You're right.
Look,
I'm sorry.
Kershaw is one of the most respected guys to ever put on the uniform. I love Kershaw. I'm not a big fan of what he said. Again, like, I don't know if Freddie is completely comfortable in LA yet. Seems like he is. I mean, he's playing pretty damn well.
I think that it's crazy that Clayton Kershaw seems insecure to me. So that's my big takeaway, that there's something there. Or Clayton Kershaw is representing a collective interest of other guys that have been with the Dodgers for a while, because there is a group there, right? Turner, I guess not really, but you could say Will Smith has come up. They have guys, they have Chris Taylor, Bellinger, not to mention, obviously, Mookie Betts. He hasn't been there forever, but they have a good core there that has accomplished things. So maybe it's been an assimilation thing where he comes in and he doesn't really spend time. He's not doing the dinners. He's not, talking to
I doubt
guys.
that. I doubt that. Like, I don't know Freddie very well personally. I know people that know him very well and speak extremely highly of him. So I don't think that's the case. I don't know. Maybe him and Kershaw don't get along very well. But again, that's just purely speculation, and kind of knowing the character of both of those guys, I would assume that the first day they were around each other, they embraced, and Freddie's all in there. That's my viewpoint on it.
And like you said, probably most importantly, Freddie's having a great season, 71 games, major production.
Yeah, big time.
Okay, let's get to last. This is the last story from my guy Hubs. He's our Yankees guy. Hubs does a phenomenal job with Barstool Baseball. He writes a ton of blogs, and he's I shouldn't say, but he is chief Yankees writer here for Barstool, and he's been covering this Aaron Judge arbitration thing real closely. And it's to me, it's kind of crazy that Aaron Judge could be in I understand that goes back to the offseason and the delay in work stoppage, and we're still doing the labor stuff now. But Aaron Judge is so good. He's just so good, and you're the New York Yankees. And I just don't know at what point, either whether you're in the clubhouse, if you're Aaron Judge, if you're the Yankees, like something's got to give here, and they're just playing so well. This is something I don't know if it could. I'm not saying it could tank anything, but like it could mess with the vibes. That you're going to arbitration with this guy in the middle of his MVP season. The team's playing as well as they have in so long. I don't know.
I don't think it will. I think that clubhouse is just full of a lot of veteran guys, and they know how special what they have going on is. And one way or another, like Judge is going to be, he's already rich, but he's going to be like stupid rich very, very soon. So I think it's more of like maybe them in the clubhouse being a little frustrated with the Yankees front office, and I don't think it really has any effect on the way he performs and the way that the clubhouse feels about Aaron Judge or his situation. It'll get worked out. I mean, what, he makes $17 million or $21 million or something like that. Like the guy's fine. They'll get it figured out. The timing could be better, but it's part of the situation we're in with the the stoppage or the bargaining agreement, all that dumb shit.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are looking for reasons for maybe to poke holes in what's going on with the Yankees. But
yeah, you have to. I mean, what can you say? Like
they're a wagon, dude.
Yeah, maybe set the record for wins, most wins all time.
You talked about him being like the realization he's going to be super, super rich.
Super rich.
That's got to
maybe
be
in a Mets uniform. Maybe.
Now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. Life can be overwhelming, and many people are burned out without even knowing it. Symptoms can include lack of motivation, irritability, fatigue, and more. I mean, personally, if you follow any of the content I do on Redline Radio, Snake Draft, Hot Ice, Starting Nine, rundowns, dog walks, like obviously we do a lot of work here, and it's very important to just stay in the present moment and take time and be good to yourself, because you can get burnout, and we associate burnout with work, but that's not only the cause. There's so many roles in our life that can lead us to feel burnout. And that's why BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to prioritize yourself. And if you guys have been listening to me over the years on content, I'm telling you, this is good stuff, man. Talking with someone can help you figure out what's causing stress in your life. My own personal experiences, I don't think it's any surprise. Your boy Carl here has got some stuff going on, and therapy in general is just a tremendous outlet. I encourage you guys. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. You don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Our listeners get 10% off the first month at BetterHelp.com/starting. 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/starting. That's BetterHelp.com/starting. 10% off your first month. Go check them out.
Never hurts to have somebody to talk to. Yeah. You got to have somebody there, no matter what you're going through.
Right. I wholeheartedly, let me just say and be clear, because I know we do a lot of ad reads and programs. I absolutely agree with you on that front. So
yeah, and not enough people have somebody close enough to them where they can do that. Unfortunately, so sometimes people need to reach out to somebody else. It's great that there are services like that.
I am so excited for you. I got something coming up. You know what I'm pumped for?
It could be so many things, but what do you got?
All right, so don't take this. 4th of July is like the biggest baseball weekend, like, right? So when you're playing forever, all you've done is just play on 4th of July weekends, and like, I mean, this has to be one of the first weekends when you and the kids are just hanging around 4th of July, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be the first weekend we're here as a family. I had some really awesome 4th of Julys in Chicago. I don't know if anybody did it better than the city of Chicago with the fireworks and just the events at Wrigley and around the stadium. Really special. But I I spent a few without my family, which kind of sucks. But fortunately, they were able to be around some friends and family and enjoy it. But it's always tough when you're not able to be there with them and to do it together. But I mean, playing in the big leagues on the 4th of July isn't so bad either.
Dude, is that one of the coolest days because the fire exhibits or whatever? And as a kid, 4th of July in baseball, and whether that's a Sandlot thing or whatever, it just hits so different. It's such a good holiday.
It is, and the pregame stuff, and there's usually people in town, whether it's people in the services, military. It makes you very proud to live in this country and to be able to have the freedoms we have. And then to cap it off with the fireworks shows that are always put on at stadiums around the country. Tough to beat. Absolutely tough to beat. But I cannot wait to fire up the grill and just be on the lake. And it's so dry here in Austin. I don't know if we're going to be able to do many fireworks. Granted, they have fireworks stands like everywhere, all over the city. I'm like, do they just want forest fires here, or I don't know. So we'll probably do some. We'll keep it small, but it's dry as shit here. So it's probably not smart that we fire off too many artillery shells.
We have fireworks go off in Chicago. It's mid-June to end of August.
Yeah. I remember like living in Lakeview, like people just setting them off in the middle of the streets, and the cops allowed it as long as you're being smart about it. It was a couple years ago. I'm sitting, or it might have been last year. I'm like sitting in the house and I hear like what sounded like gunshots, and our across the street neighbor is just popping off artillery shells right in the middle of the street, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, in safe measures to our audience out there.
Gotta be safe.
This is not. You don't have anything to prove to yourself over 4th of July weekend. A lot of guys end up.
Well, be careful when you light that. Yeah, when you light that artillery shell, make sure you don't tip it over, because I've seen it before. You don't want to get hit in the back with that thing.
Oh, fuck.
No.
Don't we own the rights to the Terry video? Do you know that, Colin? We own that video.
I didn't know that. That's one of my all-time favorite videos. I mean, that will never get old.
Okay, so can you
back it up, Jared, back it up?
Just for 4th of July celebration, could you please insert the 4th of July Terry video into the YouTube, because we own Barstool went and bought that video. That's the story on that, I think.
It'd be a disservice not to. That video is incredible.
Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus. What you doing, Terry? Terry, what you doing?
Bag it up, Terry. Bag it up. Oh, Terry, what you doing? Shout out, Terry.
You gonna put a bottle rocket in your ass?
I'll do it. I put other things in my ass. I'll put a bottle rocket.
You just can't squeeze too tight, or you're gonna get hit with those sparks, man. It's gonna be a 2nd-degree burn.
Yep. A little penetration back there can send a lot out. So that's just that's a different thing, though. Let's talk 4th of July as a kid. Where does this holiday rank for you, Jake? Is this a sentimental? Is this something where you're like, oh, this is good. This makes me feel warm.
Oh, it makes you feel very warm. It's shit. I mean, it's up there with Christmas and Halloween for me. I love Halloween, even more so. Having kids now. Oh man, Halloween here in the neighborhood. We'll take like the Polarises or the ATVs and put like a trailer in the back and bales of hay and just pull the kids around to different neighborhoods, and let them trick or treat until they're done, for an hour or 2 hours. And there's like little like street parties going on everywhere. There's haunted houses. People set up these haunted houses like months in advance, and they have these companies come in and do the haunted house throughout their home. And really fortunate that people are willing to open up their doors to everybody in the neighborhood, and it's free. I mean, you can donate if you want, but just really cool. I love Halloween, but 4th of July is way up there. Just, being in the pool, being on the lake, shooting fireworks, being with the entire neighborhood, being with your friends, running around, blaring loud music. So yeah, it's hard not to put it, at least I think it's in the top 3 for me.
Yep.
Burger or hot dog guy, Jake?
Yeah, burger. I don't mind hot dogs, but I think for the most part, most hot dogs aren't very good. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna put me in a tough spot as like a hot dog guy, but
I like them, but I don't think it's even close. I think a good burger trumps a good hot dog.
But dogs are so circumstantial, because to me it's like, don't just say dog. It's got to be dog at golf course, dog at baseball game, dog in parking lot, dog at Home Depot. All of these things, like, it's very hard to now tell me burger.
Well,
at
here's a hybrid. The best one I've ever had, it's the burger dog at the Olympic Club. Have you ever played the Olympic Club in San Francisco?
Nah, it's been a while.
So I mean, I don't even know if it counts as a hot dog, but it's a burger in the shape of a hot dog. They cut it in half and they serve it to you in a hot dog bun. It's really good.
Okay.
You eat it, you eat it like a hot dog. Mm-hmm.
You put ketchup on your
guy.
dogs?
I'm a mustard and relish guy on a hot dog. Yeah.
Well, you're a normal person, is what you just admitted to.
Yeah, I know a lot. My wife hates mustard. I don't know how you hate mustard. I think it's a delicious condiment. But yeah, ketchup's great too. But for me, I need that little zing that ketchup can't provide.
A nice seeded mustard, stone ground?
Nah, just yellow.
Okay. Because I'll get weird. I'll go Dusseldorf. I'll go over to Germany. I don't care.
I like the brown mustards. They're good too, but I just kind of like to keep it simple. Standard yellow.
Oktoberfest? Would you ever?
Yes, and plan on it. But now, I got to either wait for the kids to get a little bit older so we can leave them, or take them with us.
This is random, but my buddy is a high-ranking person within the Drug Enforcement Administration. He's currently stationed in a country in South America right now, training local law enforcement to run sting operation against cartels, and he invited us to come down and like hang out with him. He lives in a villa with like maids and all this stuff. He's like a United States. I think we're allowed to call him a diplomat. Like, that was kind of like a joke last time he was in Chicago. We're like, so you're like a legit diplomat. And he was like, anytime you guys want to come down, like I can trust me, it's super safe. I'm his, whatever. So I said, I'll come down.
You make it sound easy, like just come down. I mean, it's a ways over there.
Yeah, he facilitates.
So he's in a villa in Germany?
No, where
is he?
He's in Colombia.
Oh, yeah, okay. I didn't think they had villas in Germany, yeah.
No, yeah, he's in Colombia right now.
I don't know if I want to go. I'll stay out of Colombia for a while.
Okay. Starting 9 goes to Colombia? Colin?
Yeah, he's in. Fuck, he's in. I mean, maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Okay. I just had a couple other things on this on my list of 4th of July activities. What about you talked about like no fireworks. Do you like black cats, or would you do the snapdragons when you were a kid? Would you throw the snapdragons at your buddy's feet?
We used to have we used to do those, the little poppers that come in like the bag of like sawdust.
Yeah.
Those are always fun to mess with the little kids. And like your wife or your girlfriend, always a good idea to have just a few boxes left over from the 4th of July just throughout the year. They're always nice to pull out. But what we used to do, I don't even know if they make these anymore. Do you remember M80s?
Oh.
So we used to throw those in the pool and throw them in the creek, and we used to have a blast doing that. Black cats are cool, but it's like, fuck, you get a string of 500 of them. It's just, I like the one loud bang, like with the M80s, and they sound awesome underwater. But no, I guess I've grown out of black cats. A friend of mine, man, I used to hang out with some pretty pretty messed up people, but went into a a house that was under construction and put like a roll of black cats in one of the toilets and just blew it up. Not a great kid.
No.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know if he's with us any longer.
Blown up mailboxes and toilets is a good indicator of future troubles.
Yeah, not good. But, okay, one of my most favorite things on the 4th was Roman candle fights. Put goggles on or glasses at least. It can get a little dangerous, but, I mean, look, if you're a teenager, let's be honest, you're going to get into a Roman candle battle at some point.
Yeah, you're gonna do dumber shit too than a Roman candle battle. So
Yeah.
put your toes in the water. Be simple about it. And by the way, for our listeners that aren't familiar, an M80 is officially a quarter stick of dynamite.
Yeah, I don't know if they make them anymore. Maybe they do. It's like 5 black cats in one little deal.
Because the state of Indiana, I think that's like I think an M80 is a part of the official flag of the state. It's part of the crest. Is an M80 like signature because it's Indiana sells a lot of fireworks. It's a bad
Is it
joke.
really?
But no, it's not. Fuck
Oh,
no.
well, fuck, man.
I mean, it's right there next to the mullet, next to the. No, Indiana people are rock solid. I love Indiana. If I had to move out of Illinois without having to go, like if I had to leave Chicago without actually, like if I had to go to Wisconsin or Indiana, I'd probably go to Indiana.
I don't know much about Indiana. One of my best friends is from there. That's about all I know.
Unbelievable people. Some of the best people you'll ever meet. When they say the heart of America, like Colin's best friend's from Indiana, isn't he? Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, my mic's always muted, so I always take a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is.
Well, Tommy Hunter, big Indiana boy, country boy,
Big.
country strong.
When we talk about the 4th of July, I can't help but think about places like Indiana. And speaking of 4th of July and bombs and fireworks, we have this prop bet that I've been putting up with Penn National on the sports book. It's 3-1, and it pays out like 2.5, 3 each time. So I think we're up.
What is it?
7 units. And it is the bombs away prop is we pick 3 teams to hit a home run, and that's it. And last time it was Braves, Dodgers, Yankees.
Man, I love that bet.
And it paid out plus 275. And we have another one coming today because this comes out on Tuesday. So on Tuesday
Tell me the
night,
teams.
we've got Astros, we've got Dodgers, and we've got Blue Jays. We're up 7 units so far in the early season on this bet.
Ooh, I like the Astros, Dodgers, Jays.
And all we're asking for is one person on that team to hit a home run.
Yeah, that's it, huh?
So people, you guys can get this on the exclusives tab on the Barstool Sportsbook app in all states where the Barstool Sportsbook app is live.
I like that. I like that bet.
Because once we get into this, we get a little exclusives action going on the MLB season. And then once the playoffs roll around, you and I will be making picks on some playoff games. We got NFL football, obviously. We're going to have some picks on that, too.
That's going to be fun to do.
And I'm supposed to invite you to New York. Some of the boys want you to come out to New York after the 4th of July. I think there's a mini
We're gonna
golf
be doing that.
contest.
Mini
wants
golf?
You to, Hank wants you to play in the mini golf contest.
Okay. And then let's play some big boy golf, too.
You want to bring sticks out to New York and play?
I'll bring them out. Yeah. And, man, there's so many great courses to play. So many good ones. Maybe, I don't know, tell Hank he's got to come with us. Colin, will you be there? All right. I'll pick the course if you want me to.
I'll do it.
Cool.
I mean,
Cool.
you, me, Hank, and Colin, sure. And then, do you have any anything you want to share with the audience about 4th of July? Any kind of good luck? But I feel like people are more willing to listen to you. I said be safe, but I feel like people are more willing to listen to you about this.
Just from doing this for a long time, just pace yourself with your drinks. That's probably my number one piece of advice. Pace yourself. A lot of people are probably going to start drinking at midday, maybe even a little earlier. I'll probably have my first one around 11 o'clock, but just be careful mixing a water. It's going to be hot, probably where most people are at. Take it easy. Mix in a water. Maybe start with a couple seltzers and don't hit the tequila or the whiskey right away. If you want to do that, I mean, you know yourself better than I do. So just take it easy there. And if you're on the water, if you're in a boat or on a jet ski, just be careful, because I know we're going to be out there. We'll be on the water for hours. Yeah, pace yourself when you're drinking. You go ahead and get fucked up. That's fine, but just be careful. Nobody wants to take care of you while you're throwing up. So just do a solid for your friends and family and take it easy.
It's good advice. Yeah. Mine, obviously, just simple, don't get arrested. I think, like, if you wake up and you can pretty much handle anything without, if you don't have to invoke law enforcement or medical emergency personal services, then your 4th of July should be just fine. The reason we did more 4th of July today is because Dansby Swanson is going to be on our show on Thursday. And we'll have a nice conversation with him. Yeah.
Look forward to that. And guys, hey, if you enjoy the show, make sure you like and subscribe, and then unsubscribe and resubscribe. The algorithm loves that.
Smart.
Ain't that right?
Algorithm is very dialed in on unsubscribes and resubscribes. Yeah. I feel like vibes are good. Internet feels good. Connectivity's high.
I was going to say something about halfway through the show. I'm glad I didn't, but correct me if I'm wrong. This is probably the first episode we've done where I'm crystal clear. No issues. Audio's good. The lighting in here is pretty good. So I'm very excited about that. And I know Colin is too, because he's probably been overly frustrated with me, and I'm trying to do my best. I promise you. But from this point on, you guys are going to get better effort from me and my internet. Okay, so that's that.
It's a huge day for Starting Nine, guys. It's been a great episode. To reemphasize, please subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe. If for no other reason than this is the first clean internet. Like, go give us some love. We need it. We deserve it. We're going to be back on Thursday with Dansby Swanson with some league stuff around the league going into the 4th of July. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. You guys are the best. Until next time.
Be safe, everybody. Thank you.